business leadership is not just about creating shareholder value on a quarterly basis. In order to sustainably generate shareholder wealth, it's also imperative for managements to put in place a robust succession plan. A.M. Naik, Chairman Larsen & Toubro, has done just that by identifying his successor well in time in S.N. Subramanian. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Naik. Mr. Subramanian, pleasure to have you with us today. Succession was one of your biggest challenges. Can you share with us how you put in place the roadmap which led you to the perfect successor in Mr. Subramanian?
Well, I mean, it is a matter of great concern. Organizations have failed and wound up if they don't have a good succession plan. I came to know of Subramanian only about 10-11 years ago when I started going to ECC and reviewing what exactly was the growth plan and working on a strategy and so on. And I found him to be a very smart man. So in number of places where he is going for sales call, he used to take me when actually the meeting was with the chairman or a negotiation was with the chairman. And during that time I discovered that this person has a great potential. I started taking interest, and over, I would say, 7 to 8 years, I came to a conclusion there can't be anybody better than that. And therefore, about 2 years back, I already announced that Mr. Subramanian will succeed me. And since then, there is a lot that has happened to bring him to a point now when he is now roaring to take over, or ready to take over.
Mr. Subramanian, how is Mr. A.M. Naik as a mentor? Is he an approachable kind of person, or is he, how has your relationship been with him over the years?
Yes, Malini, interesting question. I think one has been very lucky, and it's been a godsend opportunity that he spotted me 10 to 11 years back, as he said. It's also been a great learning curve that you could get to move along with him in not only business meetings, but even other than that in other settings. There is a huge takeaway, and as I said, there is something which is latent, which comes to the person as you see him and you try to maybe sometimes characterize some of his way he moves around, way he addresses, the way he behaves, the way he articulates, etc. And there are many others which you on watching him and looking at his thought process, etc., imbibe it, and it is somewhere deep inside you. And it comes out in various forums and meetings as something like what you call a gut reaction. I think it's been a fantastic process for a person like me that one could get this opportunity to be with a fantastic visionary, a legendary leader, and a person with a humongous thought process beyond anything else. It's made a man out of a businessman out of him. The inherent characteristics in him to convert any thought process in a business into valuation, into a never before attitude of looking at anything that we do in business as leading towards stakeholder value creation. His thought process on leadership, as I said, the huge amount of time that he spends on mentoring people, spotting people, interviewing people, and selecting the right person for the right post. It's enormous, the effort. It's not easy, as I said. Sometimes I've seen him interviewing 10 to 12 people to select one right person, and that's not easy because it's 10 to 12 hours of listening to various thoughts and ideas and kite flyings and finally decimating the person to find out who's right from the company's point of view. The filters that he has brought into the business, the values, the geographies, and how to go about it, his humility when he deals with many clients, and he can put on with his aura, he can act differently, but the way he meets people and within few minutes he's down on par with them in talking anything, whether it's a much bigger businesses than us or a much smaller business than what we have. His ideas into so many businesses that we have. We are a fairly diversified conglomerate, but he having been in it for so long and having even founded 75-80% of them, his deep-rooted knowledge of many of these businesses his knowledge of geography, as they call it. He could sit in the room and say, land in this airport and go through that door and get into this particular pathway and don't take that car but only drive like this. I don't think I can anyway come to match that at any time. The huge amount of time that he spends on time planning, you know, every morning, I think for the entire month it's covered what he does, and maybe for the year. And I see him sometimes sitting for hours with his secretary and EAs planning each meeting. And at his age, and he shows a zeal to be there 5-10 minutes earlier. Now, these are all habits which one only tries to inculcate, and one dares to fear whether one will be able to continuously do it. To some extent, sometimes, and to some extent, I feel I'm doing some of these things right now because he's very much watching me. But I sometimes introspect within myself that when he's not here as often as he is right now, I'm going to be able to do it continuously. These are fantastic learnings, tremendous learnings. I don't think my own father, to say the least, would have taken that much interest to thrust it upon a person to forcefully say it 10 times a day. But I think it's been a great learning. He's been a fantastic boss, tough boss, sometimes brutal, but I think all those aspects are required to bring it to what it was, and I'm really blessed. That's all one can say.
He's given great details about, you know, your qualities as a leader. What are the 3 factors that, you know, that made you feel that he is the man for the job?
When I saw him or met him 10-11 years ago, one thing that impressed me a lot, that he can connect with people very fast. Although he sometimes gives you a feeling of being introvert, but he is actually deeply connected in his thoughts with people who he meets and with the knowledge that he has.
Right.
So therefore he connects very fast. So that is his one plus point. Second, he is outgoing. So it means if I tell him that we need to go to, let's say, Barcelona and go and meet so-and-so guy, I don't have to worry, he will do it. And therefore he is an outgoing, successful person to really get along with any customer or employees at large. Right. Third, he is very likable by the employees, and that is very important, that the employees respect him. And therefore his acceptance within ECC organization is given. Now, how to really create his acceptance in the rest of the company have been a process which I have tried to follow by giving him more and more responsibilities and watching closely about how each one of the other colleagues are reacting to it, and making sure that there are enough things done to convey to those people that this is something which is now going to happen anyway. So you better fall in line. And therefore, whatever I have seen in him is all plus. I'm sure he will do a great job.